1,000 years ago, Cordoba was the largest city in the world, so it has a lot of historical and cultural significance. It is also the birthplace of my favorite philosopher, Seneca, who used to practice Stoicism, a branch of philosophy I try to practice as well in my day to day life. And in front of me is Puerta del Puente, a Renaissance gate that was created in 16th century to mark a visit to the city by King Philip II. And now I'm crossing the gate to enter the city like the king I am, to explore all the heritage that the city has to offer. So first up, I've come to the Mosque Cathedral of Cordoba. It is regarded as the most important tourist site in Cordoba, so definitely not something that was to be missed. This mosque is the third largest mosque in the entire world and inspired the designs of the ones that came after it. Let me share you some interesting things about this mosque. So the first most interesting fact about this mosque is about its mihrab. Every mosque has a mihrab which marks the wall which Muslims face to pray towards the Mecca. In this particular mosque, the mihrab faces towards the south, whereas the Mecca is actually towards southeast in that direction. In the 13th century, the mosque was recaptured by the Christians and they converted it into a cathedral, but they preserved the mosque aspects of it within the cathedral, and so now it's called a mosque cathedral. Another outstanding aspect of this mosque are these double arched pillars. There are about 856 of these, and these are made of granite and marble. So that was the mosque cathedral. It was quite interesting because it was a mix of a mosque and a cathedral, something very unique that I have not seen before. But to me, the outside of the mosque cathedral is even more fascinating than the inside of the mosque cathedral. So a very interesting thing happened as I was walking past the cathedral. This gypsy woman approached me and asked me to show my hands. And then she started telling me my future, that I'll have 2 kids, I'll have economic prosperity, etc., etc. And then she offered me this sprig of rosemary. So she put this once on my right palm and then on my left palm. And after that, she started asking me for a couple of cigarettes or some money. I didn't have either, so I said sorry, and she let it go and walked away. And I just said thank you, and she was quite nice. But later I read about it, and seems like this is a very common practice near the cathedral in Cordoba and also in Sevilla, where gypsy women offer you this sprig of rosemary, and if you accept it, they will ask for a huge sum of money, and if you don't agree, then they will start screaming for help and call for police. So beware of this, guys. And now I'm in front of the Roman bridge of Cordoba. It was constructed in 1st century BC, so more than 2,000 years old, but since then it has been reconstructed multiple times. It is featured in a lot of lists of tourist attractions in Europe, including top 10 bridges in Europe. But for me, the most interesting thing about this bridge is that it was featured in an episode of Game of Thrones, termed the Long Bridge to Atlantis. It was featured in season 5, episode 3, when you can see Tyrion and Lord Varys crossing the bridge to go from Pentos to Meereen. Guys, it's very hot and sunny, but here I am taking these wonderful shots just to share with you. So if you like this content, please like and subscribe. So now I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten anything all day, so I'm trying to find an Indian restaurant for lunch, and I think I found one. Let's check it out, how it is. All done with the meal. In this trip, I've just been having Indian food because as a vegetarian, there are very limited options in Spain. Most of the places are tapas places that serve non-veg tapas. So you are only left with Indian if you want vegetarian savory food. And to be honest, I prefer Indian food anyway. But yeah, it's only going to be Indian food for me throughout this trip. As you can see, there are 4 flags there. The leftmost is the flag of Córdoba. The second one is the flag of Spain. The third one is the flag of Andalusia. And the fourth one is the European Union flag. It's really very hot and sunny. Yeah, so it's been a slight struggle to roam outside. It's pretty much deserted all around. I think I might be the only tourist walking around this area, which is nice. I get it, it's pretty hot and off-peak season, but this is the way I prefer it, to be honest. Oh my god, that particular one is so scary. So that is a hospital here, and look at the design. One thing that you'll observe when you visit Cordoba is that the streets are lined with orange trees, and there's a reason for that. These trees not only protect the people by providing shade, but also decorate the streets and also perfume the streets, especially during the flowering season. While walking the streets today, I could observe that the streets smelled very nice. But there's one caveat. You cannot really eat these oranges as they are super bitter. If you observe the leaf of such trees, you can see that these leaves are double leaved at the base. One big leaf and then the small one at the base.